Okay, so I'm out here at the garage now, and I got my board on here and clamped down. However, one thing, I thought I had a 4-inch wide board, but I do not. I have a 2.5-inch board, and so we're going to need to change our drawing a little bit. If you look over here at the screen, move this over, let's click home, and let's go ahead and change our size. So I actually have a 10 by 2.5. So what we're basically going to do is have to take them, edit, and center in material. So now basically they are basically in the 2.5-inch range. So anyway, going forward now, and you may have to do the same thing if you find that you don't have the wood that you thought you did. So one thing is I want to note that we are drilling through this. Remember, the outside cut is going to be, if you look at the screen here, you know, we're going to cut all the way through the material. So let me make this bigger for you. So basically, we want to take our bit, we're going to line it up right here on the corner, and we are going to, I have one of these underneath there so that when we drill through, we don't hit the spoil board. Basically clamp it down. One thing I want to note is when you line up your bit, you're going to want to make sure that you get your bit, if you look here, directly on the corner, so the center of your bit is going to be the actual dead smack on the corner of that board. So that's pretty much what we're going to do. And so let's go ahead and move this over. Let's see here. Just want you to, basically I'm just moving it down a little bit. You won't be able to see. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. Let me go left. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to make sure I raise it up. And then I'm going to just move it over. Moving it over. Sorry, I had a little glitch. A little squeaky squeaky. Coming forward. Basically, I'm just going to move it over till I hit this corner right there. Dead smack on it. I'm going to lower my bit a little bit to get a little closer. And what I like to do is turn the bit so that the blades, if you look, so the blades are facing like this, so you can put the wood dead smack center of that. And that's kind of what you're looking for, dead smack center. So this will be right this way is perfect, which is the y-axis, but the x is not. I need to come down. Actually, that looks pretty good right there. So it's dead smack perfect on it. So another thing, just so happens that this particular project, my clamps are very close to the board. I actually should have went a little bit larger to give me more room to clamp on it, but I didn't. I cut this one kind of tight. So we're just going to make sure that we are very careful and don't want to hit the clamps. When it comes around to that time, if we do, then we'll just stop it and readjust it. But anyway, going to your Z. So what I'm going to do is I have it on 0, 1. Now what I normally do is I'll go to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go up 1 or 2 maybe. And how I like to, and you'll probably hear a lot of people say, how you know when you get the 0 mark is when this will not slide underneath of your bit anymore. So what you want to do is, let's lower this down to the second one, which is 0.01 for me. And so I'm going to want to move that a little bit until I cannot slide. So it's still sliding. I'm going to move it again. 2. And it's pretty much almost touching. 3. Now it's rubbing. So that's exactly my 0 point for my Z-axis. So if you remember, I had it here and I went up 2 and left 4. So I'm going to go back 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I am dead at my 0 point. Perfect. So I hope you followed that pretty well. If not, I'll be glad to answer some questions or maybe show you some different ways to do that. So now I have exactly where I want it, and we are pretty much ready to carve. So let's click away here. I'm just going to leave this open. Actually, no, I can't. Actually, let me move this down here. Put it back to the right. Actually, and then I'm going to click carve. I'm actually going to move it to the left again. Leave it over here for you. Okay. So the material is 0.75, which it is. We are now 2.5 instead of what I originally thought I was. Material thickness. We don't have to jog the machine because we have it exactly perfect right there. So confirm material thickness, material secure. I do have an 1/8 inch bit upcut, which is what we did on the design. I've already got it in there. So it wants to know, am I at my 0 position right now? And my answer is yes, so I would use the new position. If I had already wanted to change a bit or whatever, I would probably use last position, but that'll be something for a whole nother thing. And I have it right where I want it, so we're going to use new position. And then basically, it's when I push go, it's going to raise the bit. You're going to tell it, turn the spindle on, and then when it's on, you tell it it's on, then you click carve, and then it goes for it. Now, one thing I do want to mention is at the top right-hand side of my screen, you'll notice that it comes up and your feed rate is going to change, or you'll have the option to change your feed rate rather. And I like to immediately be ready with that, because if this bit goes and starts just grinding in this wood, I'm going to want to stop it, or I'm going to want to slow it down or something, because I don't want to break the bit, I don't want to damage the machine or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, and I'm probably going to mute the microphone so that you don't hear all the racket, but let's give it a try here. Raise the bit, turn it on, spindle's on, and go. So you'll notice up top here my feed rate is on 8. I'm ready to slow it down if I have to. And you'll notice that the very first cut is not very deep, it's very shallow. The second cut's going to be a little bit deeper, but and it's not going very fast, and I actually could speed the feed rate up a little bit. I might actually go up to 9. And I probably could go a lot more. So let's let that cut for a few minutes. I'm going to let it cut out the letter E, and then I'm probably going to pause it. So just real quick, the letter E is done. As you can see, I've adjusted my feed rate up a little bit. So I like to start low and then be able to work my way up, because you don't want to start high and then damage the machine. You can always go a little more aggressive, and I still have another 70% that I could go. So I'm going to go ahead and let this cut, and I'm going to pause the video until we get done the letters, and we'll come back for the frame. We are done. Let me just vacuum this up real quick. Okay, so here we go. We got her done. Let me go ahead and raise this up. Get that out the way. Got her all vacuumed in. Oh yeah. Oh, it actually just broke right off. So as you can see, the little tabs that held it in place is 4 tabs, and they were so small that it actually just broke right off. So I'm just going to sand them down, and there it is. I'm going to sand them real quick. So let me turn this button on. Nice and purty. And as you can see, beautiful, nice and smooth and clean. And that's her. Then I'm going to airbrush it. I might actually do a video on that separate, called finishing it. Airbrush it, sand it, shellac it. But that's her. I hope everybody learned a little bit. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thanks. Have a good day. Jungle.